What up, everyone? We are back. You got No BS 10 on right now. It's me, Ryan from No Border Sports, and we got my man Ted from Ted Talks Ball with us, coming to you every week at 11:30. Well, we're a little late today. Talking about some extra stuff back behind the scenes. Ted had to get his masterpiece put together.
Just had to find my specs.
Yeah. And he lost his other specs in the process. First, he had to find these specs, and then in the process of doing that, he lost his other ones. He's a mess.
I have a feeling I'm going to be getting some new ones soon, though, because I have an eye appointment. And stuff's starting to look a little blurry, so I think I'm going up another not prescription, but whatever, the magnification for reading glasses.
Wait. Sometimes I think it's just because it gets a little blurry, it doesn't mean you should go get new glasses. Just as long as you're not squinting, I think you're still good. Because I think once you get the new glasses, then it readjusts your eyes. But also you start to get worse because of the.
Yeah, I know. But I went to go switch to the online pharmacy, so I don't have to go wait in line at Walgreens anymore. I got tired of it. And they just send your prescriptions through the mail and stuff. And I was having trouble reading the healthcare numbers, so I think it's time for a new upgrade. I'm at 2.0. I think I need maybe 2.25 or 2.5.
Oh, you need reading glasses and such?
Yeah, over 45, I started to need them. Now I'm 53, so this will be my second or third different power boost.
I'm nearsighted, so I can't see far away. Nearsighted, I'm fine on read stuff. I gotta wear my glasses just to read the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But up close, we're good. Well, depending on how up close. We got. Oh, whoa, hey, come on, there we go. We got Jimmy in the house. Says, "Yo, what's up, Ted and Ryan?" What up, Jimmy? We appreciate you coming in. Yeah, is there, other than this drama with BA, is there anything else you want to kind of talk about? Is there anything you wanted to bring up? It's really kind of been a dead week.
Yeah, let's talk about the BA. Let's not bury the lead.
All right. Let me get this brought up. Brandon Aiyuk's IG looked a little funky. This is Coach's tweet. He says, "If I'm lying," or he's tweeting out Brandon Aiyuk's Instagram story, and it says, "If I'm lying, if I'm lying, I'm flying." There's a card down there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's an 11, and it's in like a yellowish / gold type of a color. Maybe an orange, but if you look at the posts and such, first one underneath it, what does this mean? Yak says, it means he's traded to the Jets. It says, how does this mean he's traded to the Jets? Coach Yak, he told me. And then, so this is the weird stuff. So if you go down to the next comment, Broken Engineer says he's going to be a Jet. Frowny face. And Yak says, absolutely, with a laughing, crying emoji. But where are people getting this? Here, right here. Dad. I love this. Dad. He says, kids, it's yellow. ... Steelers? You know what I mean? What is that? Is that an ampersand? Or what do they call that? The ... Supposedly that's cringe now to the young kids.
No idea. I just call it ... This is what it is. I don't think it has a...
There's a name. There's a name. They call it by a name. There's an actual name for the ...
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I don't think this is anything but Brandon Aiyuk put in the screws to the Niners, right? Because not only does he get money once he signs his contract, but he can go out and start doing stuff again. Right now, he's sitting at home, scared that if he does anything, he's going to fuck up his future. And that's where I'm guessing this picture is taken. I'm guessing this is his back patio that we see him making all his videos in. You know, like all this, every time we see him in the off season, it's him in the backyard, maybe training, but in the backyard. He wants to get to work and he can't because it's a financial decision. It really is. So I don't know. I think he's putting the screws to us. Well, to
You don't think he's getting an 11-year deal?
No. I think he could play another 11 years in this league, but I don't know if I could pay him the 28, 29 mil the whole time. We got Carcast in the house. What up, Carcast? What's your thoughts, Carcast? What does this mean? Is he just messing with this, Carcast? Also, didn't you start a new channel? Please put the name for that in the chat so we can. I believe he started a new channel just for doing interviews, which I like. You can have his one where he just, kind of talks to people and just, does his own thing, and then one where he does the professional side where he's trying to really hone a certain craft. I like that. But yeah. What I was looking, everybody's talking about it's an Uno card. Uno doesn't have an 11. That's why I like, if you notice the thumbnail, I had 2 ones, 2 yellow ones put next to each other because they don't make an 11. So it's not an Uno card. Maybe it's like a Skippo or something type of card. I don't know.
Maybe it's just, drawn.
Sure. But yeah, okay. I just don't know why you go to all that length. He's just fucking with us. I'm telling you. And if, like, they're saying he's getting traded to the Jets, if that was to happen, let's say that is the course, right? Wouldn't we be hearing talks about Brandon Aiyuk being, traded essentially? We're not hearing trade talks other than what came from this. We're not hearing.
Sometimes you hear, sometimes you don't, though. Sometimes it just pops in out of the blue. Not that Brandon getting traded should be a total shock to anyone, but
I think it would be in the best interest of the 49ers to let that information out, because it's not like he's a commodity which only a couple teams need, right? Every fan base that I've seen has pretty much been saying, let's go get Brandon Aiyuk. Let's go get Brandon Aiyuk. You know what I'm saying? Like, every fan base doesn't mind having a Brandon Aiyuk because of what he brings to the table. He could be a number 1 in a lot of places. He could be a nasty ass number 2 in a lot of places. He's also great in the run game. So, like, every team could use that. So I don't see how being quiet about something or keeping this on a back burner is something the 49ers would want to do at all, because it seems to me they would be screwing themselves out of good draft capital. You're muted.
Yeah, unless they got an offer that just knocked their socks off and they knew no one was going to match it.
Be done. Then it'd already be done.
Well, that's what Brandon Aiyuk is saying. He's saying or that's what Coach Yak was saying. No. I don't know where you get the Jets out of the yellow 11.
It doesn't matter.
I think he was just messing around because he said, I talked to him. I know Coach Yak does talk to some players, but I think it's more like Diamador Lenore than Brandon Aiyuk, some of the younger guys.
Like, I know there's content creators that the players talk to. Yak is one of them. Coach Yak, Raj. Make sure to go check out Raj. Raj has got some gems that he's hearing straight from players. Also, I know Brad. I'm not necessarily a big fan, but I know Brad does too. So, you know what I mean? If you're looking for somebody who might have ins on situation, those are the people I know who, and they're almost better than some of the other content creators like Grant or David Lombardi or even Krug, because those are the people the players aren't trying to talk to, right? Those are the people the players aren't trying to talk to. If they're trying to, if they're trying to get information out, they're trying to get information out to somebody who can be, just be like, I don't know how they got that. They're just saying some shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's no official capacity. You know what I mean? Like, this guy you can always pass it off as somebody talking out their ass. That's what I'm saying. So I think that there is that for certain circles, especially in the 49ers. So, yeah, I'm sure even Jess from 49er Faithful radio, or not 49. Gosh, what is her freaking thing? I'm mental block. But anyway, Jess might be talking to some players too here and there. So
absolutely.
I think we would hear about it, because if the deal is so good, you'd want that chopped up right then and there. And if you were the one doing the deal, you'd want to give them everything immediately to make it so no one can swoop in on you.
Were you trying to say East Coast Red and Gold podcast? Is that what you're
Yes, the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. Oh my gosh. I was sorry. I got a shout out to Jason, Captain Niner Smash Massey from the 49er Faithful Radio. I was looking at him, thinking about Jess's pod. That didn't work out great.
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, but make sure to go check. And Jason and I might be getting together on a little bit of a project here shortly upcoming.
Nice.
Stay tuned. But yeah, I would think that it would already be done, and we would have woken up today with the headlines of Brandon Aiyuk being traded to blank team.
Unless we didn't, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know which this is, if he's saying that he talked to him, if he's saying that he told him.
I think he was messing around.
It could be. I'm not. It's hard to read tweets, especially without emojis. You know what
then he used an emoji, which meant
was later. It wasn't in that comment.
It's still the same thread.
Yeah, but that emoji could be like
absolutely ha 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 ha. No, that means
like that's a dumbass move. They could be laughing his ass off because they're doing a dumbass move.
Oh, he's going to be a jet. Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's joking.
Yeah, I just don't see there's anything to this. I think we've seen these Brandon Aiyuk's really good at this. Like, he's better than Debo was. Debo is just like, I'm just gonna erase all my shit and be like, nah. You know what I mean? When they had the 49ers, they come back to the 49ers, like, nah, that's a little crazy right now. But yeah. Oh man. I was listening to, who was it? I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were talking, I think it was Lombardi, but he was talking about how our defensive line depth was a bigger concern than our tight end depth. And I couldn't believe he would say that. Oh, there's the beef. Oh, there's the Grant Cohn and David Lombardi beef. You hear about this?
I mean, I've been watching it on the Twitter timeline.
Oh, okay. You've been watching on the Twitter timeline. Okay. Yeah, no, they've been making videos. Grant's been going around kind of throwing Lombardi under the bus. It's hilarious. I have noticed that Lombardi is trying to sound less monotone lately. You know what I mean? Less of like an NPC and more of like somebody who has a personality, which doesn't really work so well. But at least he's attempting. I mean,
yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. And there's a place for him. There's a place for him. Obviously, people enjoy, some part of the fan base enjoys reading his stuff and listening and watching him, right? But then there's another majority that, or another part of the faithful that are like, man, dude, like not everything is just amazing. And we're so lucky that the 49ers decided to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I swear his whole thing. Yeah. And it's not like that all the time. I understand, being a fan and, wanting to, love your team and all this and that, but you can do that and still objectively, criticize the team. You can make your team better by, questioning some things. Not everything has to be, oh, well, if the team did it, then it's amazing.
They're kind of like Fox News and CNN. Very polarizing, very extreme. You kind of have to watch them both, draw an imaginary line in the middle.
It's kind of like between Grant and David Lombardi, like during mini camp and all this stuff. I watch them both because I believe Grant's a little too harsh on people, and I think David Lombardi's just everything everybody does is amazing. So when you kind of listen to both of them, you can kind of draw a line down the center, and that's where I figure everything is. I kind of, that's my
the king of the homers, and Grant's the king of the haters.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, we need somebody like Grant because there's not a lot of people in the media room that are willing to ask those questions or be that role, which keeps things honest to me. So you always got to have somebody, you always got to have an asshole to get. So you ever heard of the show Catfish?
No.
Okay, there's a show named Catfish, and essentially it's about people that meet online and kind of date. Yes. So where that term came from was this guy, I swear, tell him I'm live, and he's like, oh, let me hit you up like over and over and over again with 5 different methods. Anyway, so the name comes from Catfish because they catch a whole bunch of fish and they put them in the bottom of these ships and they transfer them, to where they were going to sell them. And they found that you put a whole bunch of these fish in there, and when you got them to the other end, they were like mush because they just been sitting there next to each other the whole time. And, like there had been no agitation or anything. So they started putting catfish in there with them. And the catfish just careen through, and it keeps their skin hard while they're waiting for that, week's voyage. And that made it so their skins didn't come mush when you took the fish out. So they call the people who are doing this, to the other people, a catfish, because they're, I guess, keeping everybody's skins tough. But to me, in certain situations, you need those catfishes to keep everybody straight. It's like, you ever been to a company and everybody's a yes man, and you're like, no wonder nothing gets done around here, because the guy at the top has this idea that has no real world application, or, not to help any of us or help anything work. And everybody below him is like, oh yes, that's amazing. Oh yes, that's amazing. Oh yeah, this will work. And then they come back and, why isn't this working? Oh, well, it must be you people. Well, the production goes, because this idea came down from the top, so it must be the best thing ever. And that's like, nobody's there to tell them, no, this is stupid. This and this and this is how it won't work. I understand you're the boss, but I don't care. You know what I mean? There's nobody there to ruffle any feathers.
It's important. You got to have dissenting ideas to make sure that you're always optimizing.
Yeah. If you don't have, like, not even just dissenting ideas, but like 2 ways of going about it. If you've got the normal way you like to do things, but you always keep doing that instead of trying other things or listening to other people in the room are like, hey, what if we mix it up this way? Then you might not be able to find out if you can improve your way of doing things.
Yeah, no, it's A/B testing. You got to try things differently to iterate and improve. If you always do things the same way, you'll never get better.
Yeah.
Or at least you'll never know you couldn't have gotten better.
Yeah, it's oh man. Speaking in the mic, you get a lot louder. Isn't that crazy? Ooh, Aaron Rodgers is trending. Oh, he's full go, no more restrictions. He's out on the field. That's why he's. I didn't get to see, but I heard Javarius Ward was on talking about the Sauce Gardner. Yep. He also had a abdominal surgery
after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which is, well, and he's not 100% yet, but he feels he should be. That's what I got from the reading over things. I wasn't able to listen to the interview.
He basically said, you know, like, hey, there's no beef between me and Sauce. If there was, I'd have Debo and Aiyuk take care of it because they go head to head against him, not me. So we're both corners.
I have the homies handle that bitch.
Yeah. So he and Sauce are both kind of backing off the previous statements a little bit, not wanting to, you know.
Javarius Ward is Kendrick Lamar. Sauce Gardner is Drake.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, let's see. So I guess Nick Bosa is attending the voluntary OTAs, supposedly.
Wow, that's unusual.
Yeah. But this comes from 49ers and NFL News 24/7 on Twitter.
He usually does his own thing in Florida.
Yeah. I wonder if he's trying for something different. To see, look, remember how I said doing the same thing over and over again? Maybe he's like, maybe if I come to camp and I start doing all this stuff like normal, maybe I'll have a different, output on the season. What if he has a great year this year because he just came in and did things? He was able to get his mind right. I don't know.
There's only one place to go head to head against Trent Williams, and that's
but I don't even, is Trent Williams even there? But one thing I did know is like I can train outside, but when outside of like the sports program, but when I'm there on the field, it's 100% all the time. You can't do anything half-assed because everybody there is who holds you accountable. You know what I mean? It's the people when you're training with your brother in the off season, it's not the same person that's keeping you accountable on Sundays. Right? So in high school wrestling, right? When the season's over, after everybody goes to districts and only the good ones go on to regionals and then the better ones go on to state. After districts, there's not any reason for a lot of the wrestlers to stay. But almost everybody does because they're there to keep everybody else who has to wrestle still in shape and going. There's this certain amount, and it's not like you don't have to be there. You're not wrestling for another year and you're still going as hard as you were last week because it's not about you. It's about the other person. And if you're not going as hard as they're not getting the best workout they can, and you're not setting them up to be successful on the next step of their journey. So I think it could be something like that, where it's like, you just get better reps at the facility.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like live reps against real NFL offensive linemen. You can train all you want on your own, but no one can replicate that.
Especially like versus off season and in camp. Like when you've got young guys who are vying for a spot. That's where, you know what I mean? That's where they're trying to earn their payday. And if you're going to be wanting to go up against people who are hungry, it's kind of a good place to find it, right? You know what I mean? These people are fighting for a job. When I used to throw cases of beer, we used to throw like we do down stack like a pallet of 18 packs.
I delivered beer for a summer.
We just throw the 18 packs at each other's faces. The reason being is your senses are heightened when you got something coming at your face. So you can do a lot of stuff when there's something flying at your face. So, you know, these kids out there trying to make the team, they're motivated. They got a lot of stuff flying at their face, and they're trying to make the best of it.
What beer brand did you deliver for?
We were the king of beers, baby.
Bud?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
But the one I was in Belmont, and they had all kinds of beers besides Bud, but Bud was the flagship.
Yeah, we had all.
And then they teach you how to rotate the beer, so the oldest beer is out in front.
Yep.
Because I never knew that beer got old, but it does.
Oh, yeah.
And if you drink old beer, it's not a pretty picture.
I drank a lot of old beer. I don't know what you're talking. Well, it depends.
It can give you the rumbly and the tumbly.
How far out of date? No, I just
maybe a little south of the tumbly.
Just a little burping from the back end, maybe, but
a little more than that. Yeah.
I never had no rumblies in the tumbly for the most part.
If it's been sitting out, not refrigerated for a while, it can get pretty nasty.
Oh yeah, that's why you get when you get in the out of date. When you get to the out of date pile, you got to start looking at dates. Okay.
Yeah.
And still there could be some whammies in there because it doesn't. If it was stored outside, you know what I mean? Like, whoo. But we got 187 in the house. What up, 187?
MV Purdy. It wouldn't be him. MV Purdy.
Yeah. Oh, they had to give it to Lamar Jackson, and then he shit the bed. Like, oh, so fitting. Yeah, so fitting. I don't. What is our offensive line going to look like this year? Are we going to get all the way to the end again and just have our line disintegrate?
I think there's a strong chance that we'll see Pooney out there before too long.
Yeah. Which I'm not mad about. I like Pooney. I think
it frees up Feliciano to be the ultimate sixth man.
That would be handy because I think he's the best one out of all.
The way Brunskill was a few years back before he started splitting time with Burford.
And I think if need be, I think he could take over McKivitt's spot and do right tackle better than McKivitz can.
I was thinking center.
I don't know. I don't see the 49ers switching anything up at center with this one last year left in the window.
Yeah, Feliciano has said he'll retire at the end of the year. Yeah, it's a lot of offensive line's all about continuity, and we definitely have that going from last year. Other than right guard, maybe we'll see. Maybe Burford will win it. Who knows? I doubt it though.
Burford needs to do something. Holy shit, dude! Like I don't understand how you're in the pros and need to rotate spot at guard. I've never heard of that other than someone being injured. And you can't be injured for 2 years straight to where you could only play half a game. Okay? So it's definitely not injury. This makes no sense. Why can you only play a half a game? If it's conditioning, brother, let's go. I don't think it's conditioning. I think he sucks at certain things. And the moment teams start to do that, he has to get pulled because he's a liability. And if that's the case, then why the fuck is he on the team?
Ooh, ouch.
Well, think about it. Why? You don't want a liability.
No.
What, you want your last option to be a liability? Oh, yeah. Oh, way to go. Banking for success there, baby.
No, it cost us the Super Bowl, arguably. Chris Jones against Burford.
Yeah.
Or against the spot where Burford was supposed to be standing.
It doesn't make sense. It's you as an offensive lineman, 2 years in the league, you should know what the fuck's going on. You've seen it all. It's not like you're, I don't know, a fullback. So you're only in on, like, depending on the scheme, 10% of the plays, 15% of the plays. It's not like you saw everything. You're on the offensive line. You've seen everything in 2 years. In 2 years, you've probably seen almost everything. There might be like 0.05% that you haven't seen. You know what I mean? Like, it's minuscule. You've seen everything at that point, especially against an offense like ours, where every week we were just smacking people to the point where what they tried didn't work. What the people that did before, the week before that, didn't work. So you're going to see something new all the time because nothing else worked. So it makes no sense. I bet you right now, Burford's like, thanks, Brandon. Thanks for all this drama you're putting up on IG. You're keeping the heat off me.
Pretty much. Human shield.
Right? We got Lawrence from Platform 246 in the house. What up, Lawrence? Appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah.
What is good? Make sure to stop by his channel. He does a lot of football content, but he's basketball, WWE. I don't know if he does baseball. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments if you do. Oh, we got Darwin's Raven in the house. What up, Darwin? We got Levi. Make sure to go check out Levi. He's a great Ravens content creator. So if you want to know more about that Lamar Jackson MVP, check him out. He has talked about baseball. All right. So,
Lawrence Jackson Jr. is also the uncle of Little Spongy, the Eagles fan.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that his nephew?
I don't think so.
Oh, did I get that wrong? Shit.
Well, in I'm sure.
That's how I met Little Spongy was on Lawrence Jackson's channel.
I'm sure.
On Platform 246, right?
I'm sure in some sort of the way Spongy is Lawrence's nephew, just in the way that Spongy would be considered my nephew. Little nephew. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, I thought there was actually. Nah, see? Oh.
I'm his de facto uncle.
That means, like, in fact, his uncle.
No. Not his uncle, but you can call me his uncle.
A little nephew. Okay. All right. Maybe. All right. Okay. Fine. All right. I'll take my lumps.
That's why they call somebody like a de facto president, because nobody recognizes them as the actual the de facto government. You know what I mean? Like, that's the government that essentially got put up there and like, yeah, this guy's the government.
And I don't know why I'm calling him Lawrence Jackson Jr., which is his real name, but he goes by Bam Bam. So that's, that's what we should.
Why are you out here, giving everybody all three names and shit? Government name.
No,
and
sounds like a presidential assassin.
What are you the FBI?
John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald.
FBI out here. You be collecting shit, Lawrence. I'm not telling. Don't tell him what my last name is, Lawrence.
I know what it is.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Bilal.
Oh, there you go. Shit, fucked. Yeah. Anything else?
Just excited to hear how OTAs goes, and then eventually let's get some training camp dates. Hopefully I'll be in town for it. My wife's been busy planning road trips for us to Southern California and Tahoe, so I'm kind of concerned that it might fall during one of those trips or both. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, bro. Maybe you should be making the vacation plans in this time of year. And then she could make the vacation plans in the other times.
Oh,
of the
my
year.
wife, she always is getting after me, right? So I was like, why don't you plan any vacations? Like, first of all, I'm like, I'm not good at that. Okay, for starters. And for seconds, like she plans so many damn trips. There's no like time for me to plan one. Like I'm already all tripped out, like over tripped. Like I'm not gonna plan more on top of it. So
Right. Stop planning so many so I could have a little break and I could feel like I actually want to go on with it.
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I like sleeping behind the wheel. I mean, not I don't fall asleep on the wheel, but you know what I mean. Just like shoot, it's a lot, especially with the little rugrats, you know, and sometimes the dog. It's a lot.
Oh I took my buddy Eli camping with his family, and they came out. He had a blast. Everybody had a blast. The next morning we woke up. The wife is just freaking. She's pissed. They're leaving. I'm I'm happy. I'm already drinking, right? And I'm like, hey, what's wrong, Eli? And she's like, kid shit in the tent.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Oh man, it was everywhere. She was pissed, and it was like, we gotta go home. She just, I don't know. She would get a dog, and then like the dog would poop in the house, and then she'd get rid of the dog, and it was like, what did you expect? She had 2 dogs and tried to get rid of both of them. The last one, my buddy would put his foot down, was like, nope, that's my dog. That's my dog. You can give away your dogs. That's my dog. Dogs poop in the house until they figure it out, and then they don't poop in the house anymore. So just chill.
That's right.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Right. Bam Bam wants to know what's the one thing you want to see coming out the first days of camp. I want to see Raj there. I was there all 9 open practices last year. He made it to 8 of them. We sat together every day. It was a lot of fun. So definitely want to see Raj.
I want to see confidence in the offensive line, which we're not going to see any of that at all for a long time.
Yeah, and it's hard because they don't really block and they don't really pass rush, and you can't sack the quarterback. And
that's what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to see it. I don't know. I guess you could say I want to see how Ricky Persall does after contact, whether it's on the line or it's at the top of his route. I want to see how he does, because that's supposedly his big, huge knock. Supposedly that's the thing that the 49ers like about him. If he's still having an issue with contact, then what the 49ers said about his toughness and this and that was just I don't know, just them trying to act like his weakness was their favorite thing about him.
I want to see Ricky Persall catch the ball like he did in college, not like how he did at rookie minicamp where he had a bunch of drops.
Yeah. I don't know. So there's a lot to be said about that. It sounds like one of them he should have definitely had.
Can't get yards after catch if you don't make the catch, Ryan.
Right, but he's also got shit quarterbacks throwing to him.
Yeah.
And I'm not there to be able to make a decision on what to ding him for something or not. So I just kind of you know what I mean? Like I just kind of put a mark down and go, well, this might be something or it might not. And if we get any consistency out of him in training camp, then it's nothing. But if we get some consistently out of him, then it's something. So I can't make a conclusion off of what we heard. You got, again, what happened? Grant Cohn was like, shit. And Lombardi was like, amazing. So I'm guessing it was pretty even keel in the middle, and it was just, like I'm sure there's one he should have got, and I'm sure there was a couple that he probably couldn't have got. You know, sometimes when you're in a route, you turn around, and if the ball's already on top of you and in a bad location, it might be really hard to even get a chance at it. But I wasn't there to be able to see if that's the reason. So I can't give him the excuse, and I can't ding him.
Levi says it's a yellow flag for sure.
I don't even know if it's yellow. Because yellow means there's need for caution. If they were all shit quarterbacks and most of those things were about shitty passes, then it's not yellow. Not at all yellow. It's no flag. It's not a green flag. It's not a yellow flag. It's not a red flag. It's just par for the course, I guess. I would say it's just par for the course.
Well, to quote Coldplay, it was all yellow too. So
It was all yellow.
Too.
We got Rob D in the house. What up, Rob D? Appreciate you stopping in. Does Rob have a channel? I can't remember if Rob's got a channel.
Not that I'm aware of, but tell us if you do, Rob. Plug it. We like to help.
This is totally true. I heard one of the catches hit his fingertips, and when I hear that in itself, like what fingertips are we talking about? If he's fully extended and is barely touching his fingertips, that's not enough to get the ball, right? If he's fully extended, you know what I mean? Whether he can jump or this or that, that's all this and that. But fully extended can only get the very tips. If you can get the ball to be down in that much of your hand, that you could grab that. That's tips. So Rob does not have a channel. All right. Appreciate you tuning in though, sir. If it's off time and thrown early, guess what will happen in the next game? 2 root pass rush. Yeah. There's without pads, it's hard to tell. It's 7-on-7 with backups quarterbacks.
But Kyle's not using his good stuff for rookie minicamp either, his best play calls. So
I don't think it's 7-on-7s anyway, so I don't think he's like really running regular plays, because our regular plays kind of work with so much that it's not going to make any sense in 7-on-7. Because like sometimes on our passing play, the line is looking like they're run blocking. And that's the play action on it to get the people open. So if you're doing 7-on-7, there's no line, and you're doing one of these, it's just vanilla plays. He's going up. These are just trying to figure out how you get leverage on on the defender. If you can run the routes correctly, every team has certain kind of depth of where they like to target certain routes. So they're trying to make sure that, let's say, like a 7-yard slant. That's what they're looking at. Can you do the 7-yard slant instead of the 10-yard slant you were used to? You know what I mean? Trying to get all that down, I think, in this point in time. It's definitely none of the plays that we're actually working with during the season.
I'm with you. I still want to see him make some good catches, because his hands, he was supposed to have these incredible hands. So I want it. I don't care about the bad throws, Ryan. Gimme catches now.
Yeah. And he's saying here, Devontae Walker from UNC had over 75% contested catch rate at the Senior Bowl. But at the Senior Bowl, he dropped everything. It could be days. A lot of things, too, is when you're a rookie and in camp. Like, I remember Charlie Warner. When Charlie Warner first got on the team, what was he known for? The reason why he was here, he was a blocker. And the first preseason game we see from him, I believe it was, he whiffed on a couple blocks. And we're like, holy Jesus, how is this guy? This is supposed to be the guy who's supposed to block everybody, and he's whiffing. And I just think when you're a rookie and you're learning this new system, and everybody else is so good at it, you stand out really quick when you aren't fast enough. And usually that can happen from processing too much or worrying about stuff. So I think that's kind of the issue with some of these young guys. They're coming in, they're not playing at the their best level because they're worried about all this other stuff that's going on. So I don't know. Rookie year is kind of like one of them things where you kind of just get all the little kinks out of these
also
guys.
going up against NFL corners is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. They're faster, tougher. They're just more educated with everything. They can hold you without letting the refs see. There's just good stuff. So he'd figured them things out. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good on my end. I think it wasn't a lot to talk about, but you made it interesting, Ryan. So thank you.
So Yak's got another update. He says that he's not expected to show up for voluntary workouts. I kind of guessed that, but it's nice to kind of hear more. There hasn't been any trade request from BA's camp at this time. So he's not asking for a trade. The 49ers and BA are not close to an arrangement at this point. So it sounds like they're going to play this just like they did Bosa. And it's going to come down to training camp. And they're going to get him in camp like 11 days before week 1. I'm having a feeling.
Like it?
Oh, you like that? Oh. He's reading his phone and just saying whatever he wants.
Not sure.
How do you like that? We want him in camp.
Hopefully they'll get the deal done in time for camp. But I mean, I don't want him in OTAs. I don't want him anywhere if he's not signed.
Yeah,
I don't want him to jeopardize his.
That's what I'm saying. Like that picture that he posted on IG. I'm telling you, he's sitting in his backyard. That's his back porch, and he's bored out of his mind. He just wants to get shit going, and he can't because it's not responsible for him to do so with such a contract ahead of him.
Not at all.
You would just call him so dumb if he was out there playing basketball and just wrecked his ankle, and then he can't be ready for the season, and then I can't offer you all that money because you're injured for the next couple of months and not the next 6 years of your life. So you're going to have to pay for that over the next 6 years of your life.
Levi says we're waiting for the Justin Jefferson contract.
Why? Why would you want
to reset the market? And then you could ask for more based on his number, not more than him, but more than you were going to ask for before.
Right. That's why Brandon Aiyuk would want to hold out. Brandon Aiyuk is not wanting to hold out at this moment. Because they're nowhere close, right? The 49ers are trying to get a deal. And while they're sitting here trying to get a deal, other people are going to raise the fucking bar on them. I don't know how they feel that this is smart money. Right now, let's see, to be comparable with Amon St. Raw, they have to give him what, 28?
They're not going to give him that much.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is a clear, proven number 1 wide receiver.
Okay.
Who can carry the load. It's on TBD as to whether Brandon Aiyuk can do that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that other people around the league are willing to pay him like that. So I'm going to respect it as if he can. Right. And if I'm going to pay the man before I'm on St. Raw signed, you were going to look to pay Brandon $27 million a year. Right. Now you pretty much got to give him like at least 27 now. But once Justin Jefferson goes, that's going to set the bar, which is going to make the top number grow.
I still think 26.
You could have had him at 26 day after the Super Bowl. You could have had him at 26. I'm telling you.
I think we're still going to get him for 26.
I don't think you're going to. Look, I'm saying no to 26. We're paying 27, 28. You think we're going to get him at 26?
I said 24 to 26 at first. I still think 26.
I don't think we're going to be able to get him that low. The only way you're going to be able to do that is they offset it.
Then
with
you let him play in his 5th-year option and you tag him twice. Say, thanks for playing. No contract for you.
Okay. And watch him do what when he comes back? Do you think he's going to have that same fire?
Absolutely.
I'd be phoning that shit in on you left and right.
He wants to get the next contract. He will, yeah.
Huh? I don't have to get, so I can get the next.
But you don't have to tag him till after the season's over, so he doesn't know if you're going to or not.
Right. But I can sit on my ass and let you pay me money for week play.
Good luck getting that big deal after that. After other teams see you
I
do
can
that.
get a big deal by taking a 1-year prove it deal with some other team that's going to fucking respect me, and then I can turn around and either sign a big deal with them because they don't want to see me fucking leave, or I can shop myself around and maybe get an even bigger paycheck. Screw that shit. You're not going to play me. If I know what I'm worth, fuck off. You can't press me. As a player nowadays, I can get myself traded. That couldn't have happened 30 years ago. You can just go to your thing. I want to get traded. Nowadays, they're like, yeah, you're right. We should probably trade you because we don't want you on the team if you don't want to be on the team. Yeah, go ahead. If I'm Brandon Aiyuk, go ahead and play these fucking games. You're going to have to pay me top 5 money anyways for those 2 years. I could give 2 fucking shits about what happens with this team for those 2 years because you're just fucking me because you're trying to not pay me what I'm worth. Whether he is or he isn't, that's the way me as Brandon Aiyuk's feeling. You got me? I ain't answering to nobody. So I don't see how you win this thing with the way the 49ers play ball. All you're going to do is drag this out, annoy people, and pay more in the long run.
It's the 49er way.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Aiyuk's agent got Jake Matthews in Atlanta $103 million guaranteed at a 32-year-old. So
it's a little different for O-line, though.
Huh?
It's a little different for O-line, though.
Yeah, but if you can get an offensive lineman $103 million guaranteed at 32, you can get Brandon Aiyuk a shit ton of money at the age Brandon Aiyuk's at.
You can.
Yeah. That's easy. It's fucking easy.
Just might not
but also
here.
What it means to me is when he's saying this is he's got a savvy agent. He's got a savvy agent who knows what the hell to do and is well versed in going around with teams. You don't get a 32-year-old offensive lineman $103 million of guaranteed money at the age of 32. You don't just do that. That's crazy.
How much did Trent Williams get at the age of 33?
Trent Williams is the number 1 left tackle in all of the league.
Jake Matthews is a hell of an offensive lineman too.
What position does he play?
I believe he's a tackle as well.
What side?
I think right.
You know for sure. If Trent Williams was on a team, you would know what position he played, right? You would know he's left tackle, right? This is proving the point. I'm sorry. I've never heard of Jake Matthews, and I'm not saying that's any knock on him. I'm just not really big into offensive linemen on other teams other than like the guys who are wrecking people, and he's not coming.
Left tackle.
Okay.
Blindside left tackle. Well, not for Penix, but for Kirk Cousins, he's the blindside.
But what I'm saying is that I had never heard of him up to this point. Everybody knew who Trent Williams was when he signed that contract. So to me,
Jake Matthews was. He has lots of brothers that played in the NFL too. There's a whole play. Yeah,
yeah.
They're pretty.
You couldn't tell me what. You couldn't tell me for certain what position he played.
I said tackle. He's a tackle. Come on.
When you guessed, I think he's a tackle. What side? You're like, right, maybe left, right? You had you took guesses.
Tackle money.
Don't tell me this.
Made it easier.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, there's things you can do when you're an agent, when you've got the tact to be able to get deals like this. He's got, yeah, Trent got 55 million, and which, I don't know what the age was when Trent signed that one. How old is Trent now? But that could be a little different. But at the same time, it could be all on the agent. So, yeah. Numbers are a bit off, but the point is made. Yeah. He's got an agent that knows what the hell to do. And I think the agent is holding the team accountable. And I think the team needs to just figure it
The
out.
only reason why Trent didn't get a lot of guaranteed money was because we had an out after like 3 years.
And when somebody resets the top mark, essentially everybody under him, no matter they're getting paid less, the moment they come up, they automatically get a raise because of his market, right? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because they set it up. So this is why waiting for somebody like a Justin Jefferson, who is undoubtedly the best wide receiver in the league at this moment, right? Wouldn't we say that? Wouldn't we crown him like the top dog out of all the wide
young.
receivers?
I don't know if he's better than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, you could say 1A, 1B.
CeeDee Lamb's starting to make a case.
No, we're not even talking about him right now. Not even at all. But you're talking about those two set the market. Everything else,
Cooper Kupp when he's healthy.
You just add another $1 million to the deal, depending on how much more how much bigger the deal is. So I'd sign everybody as quick as possible. If you know you're going to want to, especially if it's long term. If it's long term, sign them early, get them at a cheaper rate, and then it's going to pay off over the years. So if let's say in the beginning of the season we could have got Brandon Aiyuk for 26, right? Okay, boom, lock it in 26. Let's say 5 years, right? So over 5 years, 26. If you waited to the end of the season, we have to sign him. Let's say 28 over 5 years. That's $10 million difference. The difference between signing somebody in the beginning of the off season versus the end of the off season when all the big guys have cleared. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to me either. But the only way it makes sense is just because I've seen it happen so many times that I'm not surprised when it happens again.
And we never get these screaming deals. The players always get what they deserve. Right? Or what it was rumored. They always get what was rumored that we were like, oh, the 49ers won't pay that.
Sort of. But like I said, we usually get deals where we have outs. If it's a 5-year deal, we usually have an out after 2 or 3 years. And that's something I don't think a lot of these other teams are able to accomplish.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
we wait. We pay.
We could be in the room,
right top of the market, but really it's half a contract and not a whole one, or 2/3 of a contract.
So you're saying we can't do that in the beginning of the season. We can only do that at the end of the season, is to get that in the paperwork.
To know what the exact market is at that point.
It's not about knowing what the exact market is when you're talking about.
We don't know what the market is till Justin Jefferson signs.
Right, but that doesn't have anything to do with void years. Void years would have to do
with the total amount, and then the void years are something that you work out.
Your void years.
I'm not talking about void years anyway. I'm talking about
out. Yeah, to void. Yeah, so that out would be because a player isn't playing up to their potential, right?
Or they just got injured, or they just got old, or
right. So you would build that into everybody's clause if you could, right? Because it's not a specific player that could happen to. That could happen to every single player at any moment in time, right? So what makes it that you have to do it at the end of the season?
Prague.
Prague's not even there anymore. Prague is over in England handling that biz. I'm pretty sure. That's why John Lynch got his promotion.
Well, then Lynch.
Well, Lynch was taught by Prague, but still, what I'm saying is that doesn't explain anything. Saying people's names doesn't explain why they can't do that at the end of the season, or they can't do it at the beginning of the offseason versus the end of the offseason, right before the first game.
If they did it sooner, they could go too high.
What up, Kenny? What have we seen, though? Okay, yes, you're right. You do it too soon, you could go too high. But what have we seen? They never get away with any good deal, screaming good deal anyways. So instead of risking having to pay more, why don't you be consistent and just pay them what the league's working for? You're spending less time arguing over something you're gonna have to fucking pay them anyways. And in the meantime, they can be catching wind of all the nasty shit you're talking about them to try and bring down the price. So, yeah, okay, cool. Do what you want. Yeah. But yeah. You got anything else?
Not a thing. I think we covered it.
Want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. We got 15 watching on Twitter right now. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Other than that, you all have a wonderful day. We out.
Peace. Go Niners.